let's talk about some ways to level up your Poshmark game. Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park. I'm a part-time reseller and I sell on a variety of reselling platforms, but lately I have been putting out a lot more content on how to make more sales on Poshmark. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 advanced Poshmark selling tips to help you sell even more. This is geared towards someone who has been selling on Poshmark for a little time and understands how Poshmark works. This is definitely not probably the best video for a Poshmark beginner. If you are a beginner, I do have a video right here where I enlisted the help of many of my friends who sell on Poshmark, and everyone shared kind of their best tips in that video. So definitely check that out. And I will link a playlist down in the description below as well with a ton of other great video resources that I created for beginner Poshmark sellers. That being said, in today's video, we're going to dive into some more advanced tips, things that once you've been selling on Poshmark for a while, these are new tactics you can try to see if they bring about even more sales. So the very first tip I'm going to share with you in this video is a pretty new feature from Poshmark, and it's sell similar. So here's the context for where you would use sell similar. If you have an item that you are looking to resell and you're looking through what already exists on Poshmark to see how you should list yours, maybe you're looking for how you should price your item, maybe you're looking for information about the item, whatever it may be, let's say you came across an item that is identical to what it is that you want to list. So to illustrate this tip, I'm going to search for a pair of jeans by Everlane. They are the original cheeky jeans. I'm searching for these because I actually just picked them up from Plato's Closet, so I do in fact need to, find comps for this pair of jeans. I did look a little bit at the first 4 that showed up in my search results, and I think this one right here actually has the best information. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that listing, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll notice right here it says sell similar on Poshmark. It says have a similar item, list in a few clicks, and earn quick cash. So what I'm going to do is press the little tile that says list now. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a listing for me that has a lot of the same information from this person's listing. Now, it's not going to have pictures. You have to input your own pictures, and you can still make edits. So for example, I like what they have for their listing title. I would obviously put a little bit more in the description because they didn't really put very much in there. But for the category, I think that that's great. I only have one of these just like them. I need to put in my size. They already put in the color. I need to indicate that mine is new with tags. For the style tags, I can decide if I want to keep those style tags, which honestly, I think I would tweak those a little bit. And then I put in my price. I can make whatever adjustments I want, but a lot of the information is already within the listing. So it saves me a little bit of time, especially if I'm already poking around within the app to find comps or to find more information about my item. This way, while I'm looking for information, I can go ahead and get the listing started. And if I'm not quite ready to go ahead and list yet, because maybe I don't have the pictures, or maybe I still want to find a little bit more information to put in the listing description, what I can do is click cancel and I can save the draft. So even though I'm not ready to complete this listing today, I can go ahead, maybe, while I'm even at Goodwill or at a thrift store, I can go ahead and start drafts and finish them later once I have all of the pictures taken. But at least this way I can put in information regarding how much I think I want to list it for. I can put any notes in the description here regarding maybe any flaws that I notice right away, but I'm willing to overlook and sell regardless. Maybe I want to note that it's new with tags. All of that information can go in here as a draft, and then you can go ahead and find that draft later and finish it. The next advanced tip that I have for you on Poshmark is regarding bundling. I get a lot of questions from you all regarding bundles on Poshmark, and I think that's because while it's a really great feature and I wish other platforms had something similar to it, it could still use some improvements. It can still be very confusing. For example, when you think of a bundle, you think of more than one item, you think of bundling things together. However, people can start a bundle with just one item, and sometimes what will happen is someone will add an item to a bundle and then nothing else happens, and you're sitting there wondering on your side of your phone, what am I supposed to do now? Here is what I like to do when that happens. Whether it's someone that puts one item in a bundle or 18 items in a bundle, or if someone is just kind of poking around in my closet and liking a bunch of things, I also have some tips on how to use the bundle feature to encourage that person to make a sale. So here's an example of someone who added one item to a bundle. And typically if that happens, what I will do is I will just send them an offer on that bundle, and you'll see at the bottom right corner of the screen, there is a tile that says offer. So if you click on offer, you can go ahead and type in the amount that you're willing to offer. Let's say I'm willing to offer $10 for this item. And the best thing is if they put an item in a bundle, then you don't have to offer discounted shipping if you don't want to. If you've been selling on Poshmark, you know that in order to send offers to likers, you have to attach a shipping discount to that offer. And if you're selling something for $10, a shipping discount really eats into your profit. And so that is kind of a nice feature about the bundling feature, is that you don't have to offer discounted shipping. But, it's an option, so you can decide what tier of shipping discount you want to offer, if that is something that you want to do, and then you just press submit, and then the person will receive your offer. The next thing I like to do is if I'm running some kind of sale that day, or if I'm just feeling particularly generous, you can actually go into the comment section of the bundle and you can let them know, hey, I saw that you added something to a bundle. If you add another item or two to this bundle, I can send you a discount of 40% or 50% or whatever kind of discount you're willing to offer. But if you let people know that you're willing to offer steeper discounts if they're willing to put more items in their bundle, you may actually get people who are willing to buy multiple pieces from you. This is also where I go if it's a closet clear out day, if it's Friday or Sunday. If someone has put an item in a bundle, then I will let them know, hey, it's closet clear out and I'm willing to drop the price of this item to X amount. Is this something that you'd be interested in? And if they say yes, then I'll go ahead and drop the price. So it's really nice to have that comment section within your bundle because it's a nice way to have a private conversation with a potential buyer. Now you'll notice in this person's bundle, there's another item at the bottom that wasn't added to the bundle. It's really easy with this icon right here. I'm not going to go ahead and do it right now because I don't actually want to do anything with this person's bundle. But if you click on the add icon, what it'll do is it'll add that item to the bundle. And that's something that I like to do if I notice that someone's been, poking around in my closet and liking a bunch of items. I'll go ahead and add all of the items that they have liked into a bundle and then send them a really great discount with discounted shipping. Usually I'll attach a note to it as well in the comment section. And I have, believe it or not, made a number of sales that way and on a number of pretty large bundles. Now the last tip that I have regarding Poshmark bundles is that you can actually put items into people's bundles for them. This is not something that I suggest doing just willy-nilly, just going to random people's profiles and then sending them random listings from your closet. That has never and will never work. But what I'm talking about is perhaps you've made a connection with someone on Instagram, or perhaps someone on Poshmark left a comment on a listing that you have. Let's say a pair of Everlane jeans, and they said, hey, I really like this style. Do you happen to have some in my size? And let's say you do. Then what you can do is go to their profile. This is my friend Chiwon. I talk about her all the time on my channel, and if you want to visit her Poshmark closet, here you go. But what you can do is go to their profile, and in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see their profile picture as well as a little icon of a shopping cart. If you click on that, it'll take you to My Bundle, which is items that you have bundled from their closet for yourself. That's not what we want. So what I'm going to do is click on the More icon. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to switch to Sell View. I have used her profile as an example for many YouTube videos, so you're going to see a lot of comments that I left her down here below. But what you can start doing now is you can start putting items in her bundle for her that you think she may like. So maybe it's those pair of Everlane jeans that you have that are her size. And the way that you're going to do that is, again, you're going to click on the three dots in the top right-hand corner. You're going to click on Share to Bundle, and then you're going to look for the items that you want to share to her bundle. You can easily find your items by clicking on the little search icon, searching for the brand or the item, and then sharing it to their bundle. So the way that that would look, let's say, what you wanted to share was this Buck Mason top. So I'm going to click on the Buck Mason top. I'm going to click on the share icon that was at the top there. Again, it's this little two arrows icon. I click on that, and then I'm going to click on the person whose bundle I want to share it to, and that happens to be my friend Chiwon. So I just click on her name, and now if I go back there is the item in her bundle. I actually have a tutorial video on my channel just dedicated to bundling because there's a lot that goes into it, and I will link that video right here. So definitely check it out if you want to learn even more about bundling, but a lot of the tips that I shared in that video, I just shared with you right now as well. The third advanced Poshmark tip that I have for you in today's video is using a newer feature that they have, which is bulk listing actions. So within bulk listing actions, you can do things like share to followers in bulk, you can make offers to likers in bulk, and you can edit listing prices in bulk. You can also see who all of your shoppers are, whether they're people who have recently purchased from you, whether they are people who have started bundles in your closet, or people who have simply liked items. You can create lists of who all those people are and then send targeted messages to those people. In order to access them, you're going to look at the top right hand corner of your screen again once you're in your closet, and it's kind of this toolbar icon. If I click on that, at the bottom you'll see where it says bulk listing actions. This is where I can, if I want, share to followers. So I would select all the items that I want to share. So I don't share using Poshmark's sharing feature just because I find it to be pretty cumbersome. I believe like your app has to be open in order for your listings to be shared, or on your computer that screen has to be open. Personally, I don't think it's as easy to use as Posture VA, which is what I use to share in my closet. But if you're not in the market for a sharing bot, maybe you don't feel comfortable with it or just don't have the budget for it quite yet, I completely understand. And Poshmark has made it a lot easier to share your listings on Poshmark in bulk. So that's the first feature. The second feature is you can make offers to likers. This is definitely one that I use most frequently. It's the closest thing I think that Poshmark has of running a sale. So essentially what you can do is you select what kind of offer you want to send. So let's say I want to send a 30% off offer. You do have to attach discounted shipping to it. I usually do the cheaper one. And then you can tell Poshmark which listings you want to send this offer to. So the nice thing is you can select all if you want, which don't be deceived, it's not actually all of the listings that have likes on them, because as you scroll down, you'll notice that there are some that they could have sent offers on and they just did not. So now it's, 160 items have been selected, and as it keeps refreshing, it's going to find more and more items to send offers to. So that's a pro tip within a pro tip. Make sure you keep scrolling all the way down so that they select all of the items that have likes on them. And then all you do once you have all of the items selected that you are willing to send an offer on is at the very bottom you would hit that submit offers to likers. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to send that offer to people. But another really nice thing within this feature is if you look underneath each listing, you can see exactly what your offer price will be, and you can also see your net earnings. That's the amount that you're going to take home after you subtract Poshmark's 20% fees and after you subtract that discounted shipping that you are forced to attach to your discount. So that's really nice, so you're able to see how much you're going to make in net profit and if that's a discount you're willing to send on that particular item. So for example, if I'm looking at this pair of Bowden multicolor polka dot pants and I'm thinking to myself, $14.78 in net earnings is simply not enough for those pants, I can just unselect that pair of pants if I want. So this is a really nice way to send a discount on a ton of items all at once. And oftentimes when I do this, especially if my discount price is 35% or more, I do make a good number of sales. And the other thing I'll show you with this really quickly is if you go to other, so for example, let's say you're willing to send 50% off or 35% off. If you click other, you can type in the exact percentage for the discount. So let's say I'm willing to do 68% off. That's a big discount. They'll get you as close to that price as possible because remember, Poshmark does not do things in cent values. They round everything up to the nearest whole dollar. Next, if we go back to the bulk listing actions, the last thing you can do is edit the listing price. This is where instead of only sending a discounted offer to anyone who's liked your item, this feature allows you to change the actual list price of any item that you select. So let's say you want to drop the price on all of the items in your closet by 20%, you would click 20%. Or you could even raise the price by 20% if that's something that you want to do. Again, you have to be careful because they're going to round everything to the nearest whole dollar. So if you only wanted to drop the price of an item by 20%, you may find that you know, there are times when an item is actually discounted by a little bit more because again, they're always going to round to the nearest whole dollar. But yeah, once you do that, you hit next, and then here you can select the items that you are willing to drop the price by 20% on. So I'm going to go ahead and just click through. There was again that select all feature, which remember, if you're willing to drop the price on everything in your closet by that amount, keep scrolling down until it selects all of the listings within your closet. I do not want to drop the price, so again, I'm just going to go back. So the last thing that I'll show you here is the My Shoppers tool at the top of the sellers tools. So the thing that I like about My Shoppers is it has these different categories. There's likers. These are people who have liked items in your closet. There are bundlers. These are people who have created actual bundles. There are past buyers, people who have bought stuff from you before, and then shoppers, just anyone who has shown any sort of engagement within your Poshmark closet, whether it's liking, bundling, buying from you, whatever it may be. So let's say I am running a sale and I am willing to offer 30% off on all bundles. What I can do is obviously I can go to the bundlers category and I can send offers on any existing bundles. That makes sense, right? I can also, however, add a comment to any existing bundles. I think this one makes even more sense in the scenario that I described for you, because if I add a comment to a bundle, what I can do is select all these people who have, you know, created bundles in my closet, and I can let them know, hey, I am running a sale in my closet and it's 30% off all bundles. I see that you've added something to your bundle. Here's an opportunity for you to add even more because I've listed a ton of great new items. And when you're done bundling, just send me an offer that's 30% off and I'll accept. Something along those lines. And then maybe the next day you can go ahead and send a bundle offer to anyone who maybe just hasn't bit the bullet yet, or maybe they forgot, and you can just go ahead and send them that offer on their bundle. Let's say you also want to let people who perhaps haven't started bundling anything, but they've just liked items, you want to let them know about the sale. Then I would look at the likers category, add likes to bundle, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all, I'm going to add everything that they have liked to a bundle, and now I can, you know, add a comment to their bundle because they've gone from just being a liker to being a bundler. If you want to reward people who have purchased from you in the past and offer them a great sale of 60% off whatever they want, then you would go to past buyers. I'm going to go to add likes to bundle. I would put all of the items that they liked in the past, even if it's something that they already purchased. It's going to put those items in a bundle, and then I can go ahead and add messages to all of those bundles in bulk. Finally, the easiest way to engage with anyone who's engaged with your closet is to go to the very bottom category, which is shoppers, view all, and this is where you can select all the shoppers. And then the actions are you can add comments to bundle, send bundle offer, add likes to bundle. So essentially the only way to have a conversation with people privately is to start a bundle and then use that comment feature within the bundle to let them know about whatever sale it is that you're having. By the way, this would be a wonderful time to hit that like button if you feel like you're learning anything that's going to help you grow your Poshmark business. Hitting that like button or subscribe button means the world to me because it lets YouTube know that this is a video that they should be pushing out to other people who are looking for tips on how to sell on Poshmark as well. Back to the video. The next advanced Poshmark tip that I have for you is relisting stale listings. This used to be a super arduous process, but thankfully Poshmark has come out with a pretty nice feature that allows you to relist stale listings very quickly. So let me show you exactly how I would do it. So for example, let's say I want to relist this Cabela's Outfitter top. I would click on it, press edit, and then at the very bottom, it gives me two options. I can copy the listing or I can delete the listing. If I hit copy, then what it's going to do is create a new listing that is an exact copy of this one. Now, in order for this to show up as a new listing within Poshmark, I believe that the listing has to be at least, I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm gonna look it up and I'll let you know right here. I'll put the number here. But it does have to be a certain number of days old, and once it is this old, then you can go ahead and copy the listing, and the listing will show up as a new listing for real, even within Poshmark's search algorithm. Now, you can still do this even if it hasn't been that many days. It's just not going to be recognized as a brand new listing within Poshmark, so you don't get the benefits of Poshmark kind of pushing that item at the top of search and recommending it within their new and just in filter. So, you have to decide if it's worth it for you to go ahead and copy the listing, even though the listing isn't that old. And to be honest with you, I don't remember off the top of my head how old this listing is, but we're just gonna go ahead and copy it so I can show you what it looks like. So before I copy it, here is another pro tip within a pro tip. I'm going to copy my listing title. So select all, copy. I'm gonna go back. And then I'm going to copy the listing here. So yes, I want to create a brand new listing that is identical to what I just had. So it's loading the listing copy right now. The reason why I copied the old listing title is because when you create a copy of a listing, at the very beginning within the listing title will be the word copy. And I can't tell you how many times I am searching for something on Poshmark to buy and I see at the beginning of the listing title the word copy, and I know that this is an item that's kind of been sitting for a while for this person and they created a duplicate listing. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going in and deleting this, and as a result of them putting the word copy in, they cut out the end part of your listing. So instead of saying 100% cotton, it says 100% C ... So I could just, delete the word copy at the beginning. I could put the word cotton back in. But what's even faster is if I go here, I select all, and I just paste the original listing. So now I have the original listing title in. Let's say, I want to drop the price on this because I think that part of the reason as to why this isn't selling is because of the price. I can drop the price. I can make any further adjustments I want, but you can see it carried over my SKU. It carried over everything. And now I click next and I have this brand new listing in, even though it's just a copy of an old listing. That being said, I now have to go back and I need to delete my old listing because the last thing I want is two of the same listing floating around on Poshmark. So I'm going to go in here. This was my original listing because, as you can see, this one was $22, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete the listing. So now the old listing is gone, but the brand new listing is in my closet. So if I refresh my closet, let's go back here, you'll see my new listing here. And if I search for Cabela's within my closet, we're going to see that, it helps if I spell it correctly. We're going to see that this is the only blue shirt listing within my closet. Yep, so I was successful in deleting the old listing and I have a brand new listing of this older listing, hoping that this will get it pushed to the top of the search results again. The final advanced Poshmark tip that I'm going to share with you is one that you can use if you are really good at working ahead. I am not. I'm trying to get better about it. This is actually something that I learned from Kaylee Elaine. She shared this in my top Poshmark tips video that I alluded to earlier, but she is definitely a reseller who works ahead. I think she works like 1 or 2 weeks ahead, and what I mean by that is when she goes to list something in Poshmark, she doesn't have it go live the day that she creates the listing. Instead, she schedules it to drop at a later time. Let me show you what I mean. So let's go ahead and use this boring old Cabela shirt again as an example, but I'm gonna just create a copy of the listing because I'm not actually gonna do anything with it. So what Kaylee does is she will take a listing, and instead of listing it right now, she goes to the bottom of the listing where it says availability. Right now it says for sale. That is the default. If you click on that, however, you've got 3 options. There's the default for sale, which means as soon as you hit publish, this listing is live for everyone to see. There's not for sale, which means you want to list it, but you just don't want it to be for sale yet, like no one's able to buy it. Don't really see the purpose of that. But what Kaylee does is she drops it. And what that means is she's able to pick a time 7 days from today. So that must mean she works 1 week out. She will list it 7 days out from the day that the listing is created so that the listing goes live a week from today. So let me show you what that looks like. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to go to next Tuesday, which is the 15th. Okay, it's actually only letting me go as far out as Sunday, August 13th. Not super sure why. And what that means is, and I can choose the time. So let's say let's say 7 o'clock p.m. I feel like a lot of people are just kind of mindlessly on their phones, maybe, you know, window shopping on Poshmark while they're watching TV or something after work, after dinner at 7 o'clock p.m. So what that means is this listing is going to go live on Sunday, August 13th at 7 p.m., not now. So if I press apply, then you can see it's going to drop at August 13th at 7 p.m. I can go to next and I can list it. Now, the reason why people like Kaylee like to use that feature is because they like to work ahead. They like to be a week in advance so that they have all these listings scheduled to go out, so that if something comes up and they're not actually able to get something listed, this buys you time in the case of an emergency. Maybe there's a couple days that, you know, a family member gets hurt or something and you're stuck at the hospital. I really got to a dark place pretty fast. But let's say you just are not able to list for a couple days for whatever reason. It's okay because you're already a week out. You've got listings going live already for the next few days, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm not able to get any new listings up today. Or perhaps this is great if you don't want to work on the weekends. You can just do a little bit of extra work on the weekdays and have items drop, you know, on Saturday and Sunday so that you don't have to actually work in order to get listings up on those days. Finally, this is a really great tool to use if you're going to be on vacation and you can't be bothered to list while you're on vacation. You can go ahead and set these drops to go live while you are frolicking on the sand at the beach and having a grand old time. You can still be listing new items and making sales. So thank you again, Kaylee, for that great tip. I will leave her channel down in the description below so that you can learn more from her because she is an amazing reseller. But that is everything for today's video. Those are my top 5 advanced tips for selling on Poshmark. Let me know which one was your favorite, which one you feel like you're going to be able to utilize within your own Poshmark business. And if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I do have a lot more videos coming out in the near future to help you level up your reselling business. This is a great video to share with a friend as well, especially if you have friends who are selling on Poshmark and they're just wondering why they're not making as many sales. Maybe they need to utilize a few of these tips to help them level up their Poshmark business as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!